What really matters is that third and final movement.
Third and final movement, that's what you're getting scored on, but what matters to get there is everything before. The ring complex, toes to ring, muscle up, ring dip, 20 single leg squats, 5 on each leg, working your way 5 at a time. And then you have the 30-inch box and a 20-pound ruck on your back the entire time.
Have you added or removed anything from your recipe for success presented by Trifecta?
Well, the complex, man, is like, hey, how am I gonna navigate this? What should I do breaking up? Nah, it's simple. If you wanna win, you gotta do this unbroken. And then you gotta make sure is that you don't blow yourself up on your way to the box. So don't let the buy-in cash you out before we get to the reps that really count.
10 men on the floor for this sixth and final heat. Roman Krennikov, a man who stood on the podium in the CrossFit Games last year, currently sits in third place overall after taking third in test number 1, be working out in lane number 2. It's been great to see him have an opportunity to compete here in North America.
Absolutely, and his performance at the games, he just won over everybody in the stands when it came to that. But this is one of the events that is going to be one that we're going to be curious to see if he's improved on. Those high volume muscle-ups have posed a problem for him in the past.
Jeff Adler and Noah Olson, 2 men we'll be keeping an eye on here. As Noah Olson again going for his 10th straight trip to the CrossFit Games.
Now, are we going to get full send first round, Noah Olson, or conservative pace, what my coach told me to do, Noah Olson?
There's James Sprague, who was the guy who was on the wrong side of that Will Morad comeback last year to get himself to the CrossFit Games.
You know, some of that final test had some ring muscle-ups in there. So Noah Olson is notorious for starting quick. He's got great gymnastic capacity, especially on top of the rings. This is one that sets up well for him. I'm very curious to see how Adler does on the left side. Again, he's traditionally been known as a good online athlete in his early days of his career. He was the strong kid at the games, but what he has done, and Carolyn Lambre, his coach, wife, have done to basically like rebuild him as an athlete. I think it's a playbook for a lot of people that are trying to maybe break that plateau in their career.
Right now, Olson and Adler are in the lead, and they are wearing that 20-pound ruck on their backs.
Yeah,
really talk a whole lot about that.
Noah Olson out early again. They had to do 5 single leg squats on each leg. They'll alternate each section. It must be unbroken. If they break, they'll just get a no rep. They won't have to start over again at 0.
Olson and Adler are still in the lead here. Olson will be the first man in the burpee box jump overs. And here comes Jeff Adler. Now Samuel Cornway is there. Noah Olson's family there in the stands. It doesn't seem that long ago when Noah Olson was a rookie in 2014, wore the leader's jersey that year. And here he is going for his 10th appearance. It's a handful of men trying to accomplish that this year. Cole Sager, another guy.
Yeah. And if you think about Noah Olson and his up and coming into the CrossFit scene as he was a volunteer at the CrossFit Games and was going to work his way into the competitive scene, Jeff Adler was the same kid not but 6 or 7 years ago, volunteering at the games. He used to volunteer at Dubai as just being a kid out there, and now on the big stage, making a name for himself, competing side by side to a guy who really had some of the same trajectory as him.
Dallin Pepper there in lane 5 is on his second set of 10. Spencer Panchik is as well, and Roman Krennikov. And Jack Farlow also in his second set of 10.
See, everyone's just feeling this out. Is this the right pace? Did I start too quick in the complex? How is that burpee pace in my first 10 versus my second?
We'll see how far everyone got. We'll rely on the placards on the floor. So right now in lanes 5 and 6, it's Pepper and Adler with 18 reps. Olson, well, his reached 71, and we know that's not going to be correct.
You won. No need to do the next 2 rounds.
Bear Complex is offering fans the ultimate VIP experience at the 2023 Noble CrossFit Games. You can scan the QR code now for your chance to win free tickets, a meet and greet with Noah Ohlsen, and a Bear Complex prize pack filled with top quality gear.
I'm assuming the 71 is a 17.
I'm going to say that's a safe bet.
Just go out on the limb.
Yeah, they're getting that corrected now.
10 seconds.
But only 5 reps separating, or 6, pardon me, separating first from last here in this final heat. There's Dallin Pepper starting his second set of 5 ring complexes. You have 2 athletes tied with 18. Ohlsen with 17. It's Pepper and Adler who got through 18 each. And then also in lane 4, Sam Corwaye with 17 reps. Those are your top 4.
It's like Roman Karenikov got about 15. Sitting in the blue shirt in lane 2 on the left side of your screen. We were talking earlier is that him just getting through this complex with the rest of the field will be a big win for him.
Adler and Ohlsen again out front here in round number 2. 48 reps from Will Morad in the prior heat, unofficially the time to beat. Ohlsen making quick work of these one-legged squats, as is Jeff Adler.
Noah Ohlsen in the first round was done right about a minute 12, a minute 15. So he had a good chunk of time to get through those burpee box jump overs, but it seems like Jeff Adler and Noah picking up where they left off in the first round, a minute 40 seconds left.
Ohlsen and Adler to the box at the same time, the only 2 men on the second set. Sam Corwaye and Dallin Pepper looking to finish up next. Pepper's in the white shirt, here comes Corwaye. Adler now in the lead, advancing his box into that 20 to 30 range. Here comes Noah Ohlsen. And now Spencer Panchik onto his box jump overs. Roman Krenikov as well. And Jason Hopper getting to work. The 3 of your top 4 men, they're on the screen now. Jeff Adler and Noah Ohlsen. You got Dallin Pepper there on the left in the white shirt. It's Adler who's trying to hold off Noah Ohlsen here in round number 2. And Roman Krenikov starting to creep up as well. He's in the blue shirt, bottom of your screen.
45 seconds.
And Dallin Pepper's moved into second in the white shirt, ahead of Noah Ohlsen.
The one thing about this ruck, Sean, is that it's a bit of an equalizer if you think about the size of an athlete related to the test set itself, right? This is 3 different gymnastics movements, which traditionally would favor a smaller, lighter athlete with those type of movements. When you add the ruck, it's a bit of an equalizer across the other athletes. So maybe the bigger, stronger athletes can navigate the bag a little bit more because of the ratio to body weight to that. So that's the unique part about this test, about that ruck really does for these athletes.
Sam Cornway, I think, overshot his mark on those boxes when he advanced it. We'll see where he is. But it looks like Jeff Adler is going to be your leader right now. Adler's placard reading 35 reps. For more on him, let's go to Sam Cornway.
You mean Mike Arsenault? Sam Cornway is on the field right
you're
now.
all Canadian,
Both
man.
very fit Canadians.
I was looking at Cornway's score.
I understand how you make
gosh.
that mistake. Anyway, Jeffrey Adler, most of these athletes, well, all these athletes knew these tests in advance. Most of them, you would assume, would test these out at home. Jeffrey Adler did not, because he wasn't able to create the same conditions. He wouldn't know what the floor type was on test 1 pulling the sled. He didn't know exactly what the standards were going to be here on test number 2, so he didn't try it because he didn't want that extra stress of trying to create the same game situation at home. So he's attacking these for the first time here on the competition floor.
Alex Vigneault reporting from the floor there. Thank you, Mike. My apologies. 3rd and final round, and it is Adler in the lead. 35 total box jump overs. Will Morad unofficially has the score to beat with 48 reps.
Oh, final complex, the great equalizer. Have you been efficient with your movement? Are you sound in your technique? And is your stamina going to hold up for all 5 sets? Have you been trying to go unbroken the entire time? And Jeff Adler in the green shirt, the center screen, is just looking very comfortable and confident on top of those rings. Where Noah Olson on the right side, a little bit of a struggle towards the last one, a little extra effort to get that final dip.
Well, there is Sam Cournoyer, the real one, in the black shirt, joining Adler and Olson along with Spencer Panchik on the one-legged squats. Now, these are going to be no problem for Noah Olson, but his pace really started to slow in the back half of round 2 on those box jump overs.
And that's the game you play. Do I need more time to get more burpee box jump overs? At what cost? Or do I need more energy to get there at the cost of time? And so you got to play that little game at the first 2 rounds and figure out what are you going to do in this 3rd and final round.
Olson and Adler neck and neck here. Dallin Pepper, Sam Cournoyer, and Spencer Panchik. Spencer Panchik on the far end of the floor there on his final set of 5. And now Olson and Adler to the box at the same time. Olson took a second to adjust some gear. Adler ahead of him. Here comes Spencer Panchik.
I couldn't tell if he loosened up the belt or tightened up the belt. Noah Olson on the right side, he definitely was messing with that. It's a give and take there. You tighten up that belt, that bag's gonna move around a lot less. Although when you tighten up that belt, you know, it's gonna close down the lungs a little bit, the core a little bit when it comes to that. So, a couple different strategies here at play for these last minute of burpee box jump overs.
I was talking to Pat Vellner about this a week or so ago, and he was saying, you know, if you keep that thing too loose, you run the risk of getting, you know, a weighted plate right in the back of your melon. And that thing's moving around pretty well on Jeff Adler. I don't know if it's hit his cranium. So this is 45 now for Adler as he's creeping up on Will Morad's top mark of 48. Now 46 down for Adler. Olson's got 44 and counting. Less than 30 to go. Sam Cournoyer is moving up as well. He's trying to put some pressure on Adler and Olson. Adler's through 50. As Olson's family trying to urge him on here. Adler in the middle of the floor, though. He is your leader right now.
3, 2, 1.
And Jeff Adler looking like he just locked up 100 points. Solid performance from Noah Olson, who came in 14th place overall. Only 2 spots, pardon me, out of a qualifying position. So he's doing himself some favors as he heads into day number 2 tomorrow.
60 on him, but you're really embarrassed.
But a great race between Jeffrey Adler and Noah Olson.
These guys are pretty much rep for rep the entire time, coming off the rings at the same time, off the single leg squats at the same time, nearly being in sync, crossing paths on the burpee box jump at the same. Heck, they're using the same color, Sean. Who are these guys? Who are these guys? But Jeff Adler, consistent on the rings. Noah had to put a little extra effort in that last set to get over the top. And a little extra there may cost you a little extra here at the end with Jeff Adler. What a performance on day number 1.
And let's go down to Mike Arsenault with Jeff Adler.
I thought it was Adrian.